I think there's a major problem with YouTube that has to be addressed. And I know many of you might have seen this in other commentary channels such as Optimus, Diesel Patches, or maybe even Ordinary Gamers. So this big problem I'm talking about is clearly not new. Many have addressed it, many have fought against it, and I think independent of your size, we have all been harmed by the current issue that's surrounding YouTube. So I have gone ahead and divided this video into 3 parts. The first one is recent actions taken by YouTube or Karen clause. The second part is going to be the strikes. And the third part is going to be the automation system and how we consider it's harming the current environment or community that's surrounding YouTube. So with that said, let's first address the Karen clause. So the Karen clause, as I like to call it, is something that YouTube recently fell in. And this is basically something that YouTube did where, say I post something on my Instagram page, which is compliant with the terms of service that Instagram has. Yet if it goes against the YouTube terms of service, YouTube can actually take actions on me. This can go anywhere from demonetization to other more serious actions such as community guideline strikes, which are pretty serious because, once again, if you get 3 community guideline strikes, your channel is done. You can't ever upload again. So I think this is pretty big. Now, I know I'm a small creator. I can't get monetization yet. But I feel like if you take this to a bigger spectrum, if you take bigger creators, take PewDiePie as an example, and say he decides to post, I don't know, something that might be edgy, that is compliant with the Instagram terms of service, but it's not compliant with YouTube terms of service. So what would happen to him is his paycheck for 1 month might be taken away from something that didn't happen in the platform, that was not related to the platform, and yet it would have repercussions on him. So that's kind of stressing, and many YouTubers have actually addressed this. Say in this Ordinary Gamers clip I'm about to show you, Mudahar actually complains about how YouTube is not a stable job because whatever we do outside would actually affect us, and that's pretty actually dumb. That's actually pretty dumb. Anyway, here's a clip I'm talking about.
A lot of YouTubers, a lot of people who have a big following on this platform don't exactly have it. This is primarily their source of income. That's not to say that they haven't diversified, but for a lot of people, this website is their job. Now let me tell you something about YouTube as a job. If you ever wanted to walk into your office and pretty much flip a coin to see if you get fisted that day, or if you don't, this is the job. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you enjoy getting a giant fist rammed up your rectum, this is the job, okay? I'm not kidding with you, this is where it is. Glory holes have less penetration than the entirety of YouTube as a job. So that's the best glaring recommendation Daddy can give you. Now, I'll be real, since this isn't my job, I'm not beholden to the YouTube algorithm to actually, again, afford my Subway sandwiches, The yellow Dolan is a scary thing for a lot of YouTubers, right? When they work hard on a video, they upload a video, YouTube's like, Susan's like, oh, the video's doing well? Oh, you getting that 12-inch Subway? I had Subways earlier, okay? This is exactly why it's hitting me hard. She just yoinks that money out, and it's like, good luck, buddy. You're eating out of the dumpster tonight. That's the kind of fun at YouTube. So clearly you can understand there's a lot of not a good time for creators, right? Some people get lucky, some people don't. However, since I have a job out of the platform, I can pretty much talk about whatever the fuck I want. And it's why you've seen a lot of videos that have been total passion projects of mine that haven't exactly done as good as they should have according to my channel, but I had fun making them. For instance, when we did the trafficking hub video, did not make a fucking dime out of that video, okay? That was a $0 project. We actually had a sponsor, completely told that dude to, no, this is not something I even want to make money on. Moral issue. Metal Gear Solid 4, made a couple $100 out of it, but not enough to offset the tons of hours spent researching, editing, and, doing all the work for the video. Again, not like I care. This isn't my job. If a video does well, good job. If the video doesn't do well, tomorrow's a whole new fucking day. And that's kind of the logic that I have on my channel. It's also why you don't see channels, like, it's also why you don't see me consistently upload specific series anymore. Like, for instance, virus investigations. We do virus investigations. Not all of them are called virus investigations. Sometimes, I'll be very informative on something. Sometimes I'll just meme about something if I'm talking about computer malware. When it comes to the deep web, yeah, we haven't done an episode for a bit, and it's purely because it goes back to the same systemic formula, right? Where it's like, oh, Hitman website, porn website, weird Reddit board, formulaic. Unless I have a banger of an episode, then I'll stretch it out, edit it up, post it for you guys. That's kind of how it goes. If not, I'll probably play something like SWAT 4 or a video game I'm interested. Speaking of video game content, I don't like doing Let's Plays, but I'm working on something related to Yakuza as well. So it's kind of like my Metal Gear video, where I sort of sit down and I have like this 2-hour long video, and it's just about this video game that, honestly, Yakuza pretty much kind of saved my life. That's a whole different story for that video, and that's kind of the stuff that I've been fucking doing. And the reason I'm making this video is because YouTube has also implemented the Karen fucking clause. If you don't know what the Karen clause is, YouTube is now monitoring off-site behavior. Let's get ready for this one, okay? This is doozy. If a creator's off-platform behavior harms our ecosystem, we take action to protect the community. We suspended the Nelk channel from the partner program because they encouraged large numbers of people to disregard social distancing guidelines, creating a large public health risk.
So anyway, I think I got my point across about me thinking that this action that YouTube took, it's pretty dumb. It's not good at all for any creator, because I think that independent of your size, you're gonna want to have more social media, and if you do something that's okay in the terms of service or in the environment, we should call it, of those other platforms, then you have to be scared that YouTube will be checking all your other media, and you could actually end up in trouble for something that you didn't even do in the platform, and that could end up actually having more repercussions, I guess I should say, in your YouTube channel. So anyway, I think that's about it for the Karen clause, we could say. So moving on, this is the strikes, and I'm gonna use two specific examples for the dumb strike system that there is currently in place. So first off, I'd like to use Markiplier. So I don't think this man needs an introduction. He's got over 40 million subscribers, and he is one of the most beloved content creators in the whole web. So on September 2nd, Markiplier uploaded a video telling us he got a community guideline strike for a video he had uploaded 4 years ago. Now, I can't show the clip about what video was in question, but it was a try not to laugh. Essentially, the clip, and you're gonna have to imagine this, was of Mickey Mouse, a squirrel, SpongeBob, and other mascots getting off a white van and beating the crap out of somebody else. The guy was okay. He was okay. Please don't take this video down, YouTube. He was okay. And yeah, the video was pretty fun. It was kind of hilarious. And mind, this was 4 years ago. Now, you can still find this video on YouTube. You can just look Mickey Mouse Road Rage and you can find the video. So it was pretty sketchy that Markiplier got this strike. Next example I'd like to point out is MXRPlays. MXRPlays recently got his second channel or community guideline strike for using a clip that was supposedly child abuse. And in this clip, he explains more about the current situation.
Alright guys, it's confirmed that we got our second strike because somebody shot, or a kid shot fireworks. And that's apparently child abuse. Our guy at YouTube said it's regardless of whether or not there's a parent there or not, if a kid is shooting fireworks, there's nothing we can do about it and you get a strike. But yeah, basically, kids with fireworks. It's not explicitly written in the rules or the terms in the guidelines, but now we know and we can't do anything about it. So next strike, our channel's pretty much gone, and I guarantee you we'll probably get a strike because we get so many strikes.
Anyway, I consider that the clip in question is not really child abuse, and I think that this is something that would lead me up to my next point, yet I'm gonna spend some more time talking about this, and it's how this strike system is pretty much flawed. We have seen content creators giving out copyright strikes, community guideline strikes, and other kinds of strikes to other content creators who have criticized them. A great example of this was Pokimane. She already gave an apology. I'm not going into that. We have seen Leafy's termination recently. We have also seen other content creators going and actually accusing of taking it into legal trouble for or legal actions for what is considered criticism. So I do think that's pretty dumb. So I do think the strike system right now, many content creators are able to abuse it in a way where if you are being, what should I call it? Because apparently criticism is harassment. If I don't like somebody and I make a video about constructive criticism about them, this content creator has all the options to go ahead and give me a community guideline strike or a copyright strike for something that is, may I say, fair use, criticism, and transformative content. So I do think that's pretty dumb how many creators have the power to abuse this. Now, for this last part, and I think this is the big part. Right now, independent of your size, in YouTube, we have almost no way to communicate with YouTube. Markiplier said, even at his size, with 40 million subscribers, his communication with YouTube is pretty poor. And this is due to YouTube trying to implement automation into its platform. And I think this is not really bad, because if you look at the stats, there are millions of hours being posted to YouTube each day. So it's impossible for you to have a huge team and have them review every single second of a video. So they decided to implement automation bots. And I think this is kind of dumb, because when you do this, you're pretty much removing any line of communication that there is between a content creator and an actual person. And this has larger implications than you think, because when we get a video copyright strike or claimed or anything, we have no idea of what part or what we're doing wrong. And what this essentially makes is that I'll have to re-upload a video many times in order to determine what went wrong and how I can keep my monthly paycheck coming in. Now, remember, I'm not monetized. I'm far away from being monetized right now. So, a great example of this is YouTube Analyzed and Nerd City did a banned word list. I'll leave the shit description down below, where they basically explored every single banned word. They classified it into three parts of the spectrum. So green words would mean that you can use them in a video, they would not be monetized, they would be monetized, sorry, and they would be advertiser friendly. So they are good to go. But then you have yellow words, which are not advertiser friendly. They would get you demonetized, and well, I mean, there's not much else to say. But get this, there are some words like Shrek, which are not monetized. Shrek, may I remind you, the Shrek, the movie, it's not monetized. I don't know why. And then there is straight off red words, which I can't say because they will get the video taken down immediately, which are words that, independent of their context or anything, they will take your video down. So this list helps a lot when making a video, but please mind this, there are words that will be monetized sometimes and will be demonetized sometimes, and it will vary a lot. So automation is not really that great, because you really lose that filter, because you've got words like fuckery, where your video won't get demonetized, but then you've got videos like with the word Shrek in them, and your video will get demonetized. So that's pretty dumb. Now, when your video gets demonetized, you have the option to actually reach out and have an actual person review the video. But please mind something. The smaller you are, the less connections you have to YouTube. And even when you get your video reviewed and the person decides if it is actually suitable or not suitable, you will actually have no idea of what you did wrong. So that's pretty dumb. And adding up to this, I think I am a small creator. I'm just starting out on YouTube. I've got, 33 subscribers when recording this. I've got under 1,000 in Instagram. So it's pretty safe to say I'm a small creator. And I think that, well, I have not been directly harmed by the current automation system or strike system, or even the current clause, as we could call them. Every content creator in YouTube has been indirectly or directly harmed by the current methods that are being implemented by YouTube. So unless this is addressed, I think that the community is going to start to slowly collapse. We have seen more and more and more content creators actually speaking out for the lack of communication that YouTube is handling right now. And I think that in a platform this big, it's really necessary to have good communication. I do think it's necessary to have things clear. I do think it's necessary that we should have the right to all go through consultation processes, so I could know if my video is actually monetizable, if it's not monetizable, way before I post it, and potentially get it demonetized 1 week later or 2 weeks later because a word was deemed inappropriate after I actually posted the video. Anyway, that was it for today. If you did enjoy the video, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. It does help my channel a lot. Be sure to let me know down in the comments if you think that there is another problem surrounding YouTube right now. Anyway, that was it for today.